Hey, Jaguars. Welcome to another episode of The Reboot. We're going to skip the intros because we don't think there's any need for that anymore.
Thank God for that. What?
Oh. You know. What? Preteen.
I'm just saying what everyone is thinking.
Really?
Yeah, really.
In this episode, we will be discussing DSP PANDALEE and the SOK, but before we do that, we need to update you all on what's going on with Rough J images.
You see, we know that you're all probably wondering why it always takes so long for our episodes to come out. That's because we're currently working on several projects. You see, we know that you're all probably wondering why it always takes so long for our episodes to come out. That's because we're currently working on several projects.
Ralph has a few things going on. He's still working on his first feature film, IRS Scam Calls. The movie. He just finished up with the script, and the actors have all been picked.
So, that movie is in the works and will be done soon.
Usually, it takes from 6 months to about a year for a movie to come out. But thanks to some resources Ralph Jaguar has discovered, he's going to see if he can get it done a lot sooner than a year. But it's a big if and a big maybe.
It might take a while. I mean, we just have to push for it and see how everything goes.
But it will get done, Jaguars. The only question is, when?
So, let's get on with the subjects of this episode. And I think we should start with DSP. I'm pretty sure you all know who dark-raxxer is.
He's a Let's Player / video game reviewer / vlogger / gamer. He used to work for Mishimana, but now he works for another MCN called Curse. He recently went back to Twitch after leaving them years ago. He's also got a real successful Patreon.
DSP is also known as a huge a-hole on the internet.
He's been on the internet scene since 2008 and is the center of a lot of controversy.
Like Ralph Jaguar.
Far from it. They may talk about Ralph, but the stuff that is said about DSP is a lot worse.
DSP is being accused of a lot of things, from scammer to pedophile to cyberbullying and a user on the internet.
And don't forget, masturbating on a live stream. And don't forget, masturbating on a live stream. What? Well, it's true. There's videos of him beating off in front of kids.
No. That's going too far.
Wait, how is that going too far when there's footage of him doing it and it's true?
We're trying to be professional here. Preteen.
But this is DSP we're talking about.
No matter what he's being accused of, we need to respect DSP. He's a human being like the rest of us. He makes mistakes like the rest of us.
That's right. We're in no place to judge him.
Okay, fine. I apologize to DSP.
This is a Kodak moment.
Alright. DSP has been on the internet scene doing video game playthroughs since 2008. After he lost his job in 2010, he started monetizing his videos with Google AdSense. But that didn't last long. Because just like thousands of other YouTubers, DSP's Google AdSense account was shut down because of invalid clicking.
Which makes no sense at all.
Then DSP got the job working for an MCN called Blip. TV, and things were going great there until Blip fired him for doing video game playthroughs and a parody of a racist Nazi.
It was two haters that made those complaints against DSP. But those complaints were invalid.
And Blip. TV ran out of business and no longer exists. With the help of another YouTuber, DSP got the job with another MCN called Machinima. And that is a big time MCN.
And DSP made lots of money working for Marche Noir.
But the drama didn't stop there for DSP. It actually intensified in 2012 and 2013.
It all got worse for him in 2012 when he introduced his girlfriend, PANDALEE, to the world. I believe that is when the hate movement started against him.
And by way, Jaguars, we're trying to summarize DSP's origin story on the internet.
Yeah, if we were to give his full origin story, that would take forever. And we know how much you, Jaguars, hate long episodes. And besides, you all probably know his full story anyway.
DSP has been the center of a lot of controversy. Whether it's incidents that happened on his streams, playthroughs, or just any video that he does on DSP Gaming, or the King of Hate vlogs. Seemingly, almost the whole entire gaming community and the entire population of YouTube has made videos complaining about DSP, and those have become known as hate videos.
This is how you don't play. Videos were started by Evil HA 2010, and tons of other people have jumped on the bandwagon.
A good number of those hate videos that are made about DSP. They're complaining about his girlfriend, PANDALEE. And PANDALEE was a moderator on the King of Hate .com. And there was an awful lot of drama on that site. Members of that site would complain about PANDALEE abusing her power.
PANDALEE was not the cause of all the controversy on that site, despite what most people think.
We're not saying that, preteen. We're in no way making PANDALEE the scapegoat of all this drama that happens on the websites and streams of DSP.
DSP would always stick up for PANDALEE, no matter what she did or happened throughout the 5 years that they were together. Two good examples are the Kingdom Hearts controversy and the Assassin's Creed playthrough. Regardless of what was thrown at them, haters making hate videos, trolls disrupting the streams, trouble and complications with ad revenues, DSP and PANDALEE stuck together and stayed strong through it all.
Yeah, DSP and PANDALEE were the power couple of the gaming community.
The power couple of the gaming community?
Well, that's how they acted.
They've been through a lot of hell and back, and they were really strong together. But I don't think that I would go as far as to call them the quote-unquote power couple of the gaming community. An awful lot of people would disagree with that.
Like the whole population of YouTube.
DSP and Lena was a strong couple, but I don't know if I would call them the power couple. The relationship lasted a good long while, and they even got engaged. DSP really wanted to marry PANDALEE.
Yeah, even though after they got engaged, DSP would continue to call Lena his girlfriend.
Yes, that did happen. But then again, it didn't matter. Because DSP and PANDALEE broke up, and it was announced in May of 2017. So, yeah, we are kind of late with this news.
We all were shocked by this news, Jaguars. And I mean, shell-shocked.
It hit us all like a ton of bricks.
Or more like a hard kick in the balls.
The whole DSP community was shocked by this news, simply because it came so all of a sudden, and caught us all off guard.
And when Ralph heard about the breakup of DSP and PANDALEE, he didn't want to believe it, simply because he first heard it from the SOK.
And the SOK stands for Sons of Kojima. This was a group that was known for being one of, if not the most, outspoken critics of DSP. They had their own weekly podcast that was posted on YouTube every Thursday. And there, they would talk about a lot of things. But most of their subjects would be about DSP.
And why they hate him.
In May of 2017, DSP confirmed that he and Leanna had officially broken up, and she had already moved out of their house in Seattle, Washington.
Neither DSP or Leanna have gone into detail about why they broke up. But there are rumors going around to Twitter and YouTube. Some people are even saying that one or even both of them cheated. But we can only speculate and guess as to why the breakup happened.
Well, as far as speculating and guessing goes, I have a pretty good idea as to why it didn't work.
Really? Do tell.
When DSP lost his job in 2010, instead of looking for a real and regular job, he decided to do YouTube full time. And that he didn't want to get a 9-to-5 job. He went from one MCN to another. And that is how DSP made his living. That's how he paid his bills. His light bills. His condo in Connecticut. And it was the money that he made with Machinima that enabled him to get his new house in Seattle, Washington.
And Machinima pays a lot.
And PANDALEE also worked for Machinima. In fact, I think that's how DSP and Leanna met. They met online, on a podcast stream, I think. They announced their relationship in 2012. Everybody already knows this. And they were dating ever since. Sometimes DSP would get on a plane and go and visit PANDALEE in her home in New York. Vice versa. Towards the end of, or maybe a little before, 2013, DSP decided that he wanted to move out of Connecticut and move into a home in Seattle, Washington. Now, the point I'm trying to make here, Jaguars and DSP fans, that's a decision that DSP made for himself. And he flipped all of this. BTW, so you all know all this.
What does BTW stand for?
Bulgies.
By the way, it stands for, by the way, like I was saying, DSP made this big, life-changing decision for himself. Move halfway across the country and into a huge house with the kind of job that he has. And on top of all that, he asked Leanna to move in with him. You know, he said to PANDALEE, just drop everything in New York and move halfway across the country with me.
And PANDALEE did do that.
Right. And people do that a lot in this world. But most of them have steady income when they do it. And the income of DSP is not what I would call steady.
Everybody said that this was a real, risky move for DSP and he dragged Leanna into it.
And after it was done, after DSP and PANDALEE moved into their huge house in Seattle, Washington, things were going great. For about a month, DSP was making money from Machinima, Twitch, and he had a Patreon. But then, the bills were piling up. DSP had a few contract negotiations with Machinima. He had to take 3 pay cuts. The views on his videos took a slight decline, and he had a falling out with the Twitch staff. And there were times when he wasn't able to hit his Patreon goals. DSP was also DDoSed, attacked, and swatted. And because of the Project 7 controversy, the entire DSP community were outraged. 2 of them filed questionable copyright strikes against both YouTube channels of DSP, the King of Hate Vlogs, and DSP Gaming. And to protect himself, as he put it, DSP had to delete a whole lot of his videos on both of his channels. And when he did that, his total view count got cut down.
And it was Ma Chaney Ma that helped DSP with those copyright strikes. But unfortunately, the damage was already done.
And the worst was yet to come.
Oh yeah, when DSP's view count got cut down, so did his pay.
And then, the AD revenue went down. Okay, I see where you're going with this. Big.
I don't. What does this have to do with the relationship of DSP and PANDALEE?
Really? Preteen.
If DSP doesn't make money, then he can't support himself or Leanna.
Oh, I see.
Think you can keep up, preteen? Or are we going too fast for you?
But PANDALEE did get a job to help out with everything.
And everyone was shocked by that.
But it wasn't enough. PANDALEE got a job, but DSP didn't. He just wouldn't hear of it. So, to sum it all up, we don't really know why DSP and Leanna broke up. I'm just guessing, like everyone else is, since DSP and Leanna are not saying anything, and nobody cheated, then I really feel like income has a lot to do with it. I mean, all the bills piling up, 2 mortgages, ad revenue on YouTube declining, pay cuts, financial problems, and not knowing when or where the next paycheck is coming in. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that because of his unsteady income and choice of lifestyle, that is the reason why the breakup of DSP and PANDALEE occurred. If you think about it, it makes sense.
And it's not about the money, Jaguars. It's about income.
That's right. You got to have steady income to provide for yourself and your significant other. And no matter what happens, or how bad things get, DSP just doesn't want to get a real job. He's unwilling to.
And weeks leading up to the breakup, Ralph Jaguar was wondering how could the relationship of DSP and Leanna work with the kind of job that DSP has.
As we now see, it didn't work.
What if DSP gets a job? Would PANDALEE go back to him?
I don't know. I mean, he probably would have to actually do it. I mean, it's been a while now since PANDALEE moved out, and things haven't really gotten better for DSP financially. He's still struggling with the bills. It's looking like he's going to have to get a real job. I just don't think that he can keep going like this, constantly relying on Patreon and tips and subs, because the ad revenue had taken yet another dive.
And it's not like PANDALEE gave him an ultimatum or anything. We just think that she just couldn't take that kind of living anymore. The uncertainty of when, or even if, the next meal and paycheck is coming.
And I believe that's how DSP wants to live. He's comfortable with that. If that's how you want to live, that's one thing. But it's another thing to pull someone else into it. So DSP and PANDALEE, I hope you both stay strong.
Now, let's talk about the SOK. This anti-fill group was created in 2014. They had some ups and downs with their weekly podcast, but everything was good until September of 2017. That is when the leaks occurred.
Okay. Why the F are they calling it the leaks? Someone uploaded videos of Fred Fucks having private conversations about the other members and spying and trying to get personal info on people, like their home address and stuff. And he's also being accused of doxing people that were loyal members of the SOK or close friends and allies.
And by doxing, it means posting someone's personal information online without their consent, like their telephone numbers and home address. Doing something like that will put a person in danger.
The reason why they're calling it the leaks is because they tried to keep all of this hidden. But an unknown member uploaded videos to YouTube. These videos are private conversations that the leader of the SOK, Fred Fucks, had. They said that Fred Fucks was also plotting and conspiring against other members of the group. He's being accused of all sorts of stuff. They say that he said bad stuff about Loophole, Ren Operative, Brian, the King of Poles, and Almighty Tevin.
And all of these guys are known hatreds of DSP.
And they're saying that Fred Fucks doxed Almighty Tevin and Loophole.
And there is big, major beef between Retrospective Gaming, aka and Fred Fucks. You want to tell everyone about that big Naruto?
Oh yeah, Rocky. Che is a good guy, but he's known to be very aggressive, especially when he butts heads with people. He definitely keeps it real. Even Ralph Jaguar said that Che is rough sometimes. The main reason why Che is mad at Fred Fucks is because of the way that Fred Fucks treated another loyal member of the SOK, Alice. She passed away last year because of cancer, and I'm very sorry for your loss. SOK, I'm sorry, Che.
We all are.
Che says that Fred Fucks never liked Alice. According to Che, Fred Fucks said bad stuff about Alice. Real bad stuff. Horrible stuff. It's a real, touchy, and emotional subject. I really can't go into details about this part in respect to Alice and her close friends and family, but I will say that an awful lot of bombshells were dropped in the official final episode of the SOCast, episode 101, and it was Che that dropped most of the bombs.
It seems like it was Che that dropped all the bombs. And he really went off on Fred Fucks.
Che ripped Fred Fucks a new one, and understandably so. And Fred Fucks was not there. He put out a tweet on TwitLonger. I believe it's a new addition to Twitter, since the usual Twitters are very limited. On TwitLonger, you can use more characters. A lot more. And that was the only time that we heard anything from Fred Fucks since these leaks came out.
Fred Fucks is probably laying low, but everyone else, Almighty Tevin, Loophole, Renegade Operative, and even Che made videos on their own channels about Fred Fucks and the bad stuff that he was doing.
The links to all of these videos are on the official 101st episode of the SOCast, And the link to that is in the description section of this episode of The Reboot.
This final episode of the SOCast is full of drama and tons of emotion, truly marking the end of the Sons of Kojima.
Like a lot of people on YouTube, Ralph Jaguar watched and listened to most of the podcast of the SOK every Thursday. There's a lot of memories there.
About 3 years. We all watched it.
I remember the Gabies, the fanfiction that Loophole wrote. What? I thought it was pretty good.
Why am I not surprised?
Alright, Jaguars. What a year this has been.
A lot of shockers, surprises, major changes, and bombshells. Things just aren't the same anymore.
Are we ready for 2018?
I don't know, CC. Not like we have a choice, huh?
We just have to keep fighting, big. We just have to keep fighting and pushing for what we want. And that's what Ralph J Images will do.
Yeah. All of our projects will be successful. But in order for that to happen, need more subscribers. A lot more.
Yeah. For all of our channels on YouTube.
The links to them are in the info bar of this video. Please subscribe to them. We really need your help with this.
We really appreciate the support.
Happy holidays, Jaguars. We at Ralph J Images hope you all enjoy it and stay safe. Peace out till later.